Hello friends. Today I'm going to do some pork loin. I need to have more canned meat. I do chicken, hamburger, uh, beef, pork, and to have some pork loins come on sale at a pretty reasonable price and be able to have them boneless. It's a really simple thing to do. But I never start my canner, I totally fill it. I fill it with my beef or my vegetables, but then the same amount of time and the same pressure I'm doing today. Let me see if I can turn this around. I got 10 pints of pork loin, which when processed will be like pulled pork. It'll be wonderful. And in that, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon per pint of salt, meat is so easy. Raw packed, that's before you cook. You just add it to the fill line, not above. You don't put liquid on. As it processes, it creates its own liquid. And it is absolutely amazing to pull out of the pantry. Now, for a pint of beans, which I'm doing, you put 3/4 of a cup of dry beans and a half a teaspoon of salt in each of the jars. And you will fill that to the fill line with hot water. This is the way Grandma Adeline does 3/4 of a cup. Okay. Fill it with hot water. I am heating my lids in warm water, and when it begins to boil, I'll turn it off and I'll add the lids and the rings, and we'll come back and show you how it stacks in the canner. See how I've got the lids warm? They're boiling. I turned it off, but it softens the rubber. You put the lid on and hand tighten, but don't crank it down. Just hand tighten. This is going to be our second row. I'll hurry and get these on and show you. I got 7 pints of pork loin done for the bottom. And we'll put 7 pints of pork loin and finish it off with our beans, our pinto beans. And then we will put the lid on and it will process for 75 minutes. After it builds the pressure, you start timing 75 minutes at 10 pounds pressure. Here's my other 7. So Katie, if you'd come here and show, see the pints that are in there have one of these trivets underneath them so that they're not right on the pan. And then you put this on top of it. And this is a large enough canner. I can double stack and get 7 more. So I'll put all 7 on top. And then I'll show you how to fasten the lid. But this is an excellent way to fill your pantry with wonderful food, proteins, sustain your family in hard times. Now, Katie, if you'll come here, see, it's what I do is I line these up on this one, and see this little latch? You turn it until it hits it, and then you go opposing sides, and you crank them down until you get it secured. Here will be opposing sides, and we'll crank it down. And here's opposing sides. Now I turn it on high, and when this vents for 5 minutes, the water that I put in there, I put 2 quarts of water, remember at the beginning of this video, will start boiling and it'll start spouting steam up. After you let it vent for 5 minutes, this particular one has a gauge that says 5, 10, and 15. So I'll go to the 10, and I would put it on, and it will build until you get to 10 pounds pressure. Then you regulate your stove and start timing for 75 minutes. It's easy. I hope you'll try it. And it's certainly wonderful to have in your pantry.